just briefly what my areas of concern were, and then we can discuss it in more detail. My involvement in this came about because way back in last November, I got information from a reliable investigator, international investigator, that there was a certain amount of activity in Ukraine during the 2016 election that involved Ukrainian officials and mostly officials, being asked by our embassy and possibly by other American officials. Basically, I mean, the statement was to produce dirt on then candidate Trump and Paul Manafort. And all we need from the president is to say, I'm going to put an honest prosecutor in charge. He's going to investigate and dig up the evidence that presently exists, and is there any other evidence about involvement of the 2016 election? And then the Biden thing has to be run out. I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, I see him bragging about it on television. So that investigation of Burisma has been started and discontinued about 3 times. So I would like to straighten this out. I think it would be very, very helpful in clearing this up if the president at some point could say something publicly that he supports a full and complete investigation of these claims to determine, so that the truth comes out. He doesn't have to, he shouldn't, and I'm sure he doesn't care how it comes out. So if he could make some statement at the right time that he supports a fair, honest law enforcement system, and that these investigations go wherever they have to go, it's going to be run by honest people, that would clear the air really well. And I think it would make it possible for me to come, and make it possible, I think, for me to talk to the president and see what I can do about making sure that whatever misunderstandings are put aside. And maybe even, I kind of think that this could be a good thing for having a much better relationship where we really understand each other.
What is very important and very honest from my side, I told that I'm not just the assistant to the president, I'm close friend of him during a long period of time. I know him personally. I know what kind of the person he is.
He is very close personally to President Zelensky. They've worked together in the private sector, and Andrii did part of his career in lawyering in the film and television industry, and is a genuinely great guy.
And we be ready this day immediately communicated to coordinate, to work and investigate everything which you listed. Plus, I'd like to say that we are absolutely, it's difficult to say when you comes to the power, but during 2 months, you have not real power because we have not our security blocks, we have not parliament, we have not cabinet of ministry, and we are all this. Why yesterday's victory is so important for us? Because we now understand that we are really have in the hands power and can go forward. And believe me, everything which you listed, because honestly, just we understand why I'd like to and ask Kurt to make this conversation. Because I'm honestly wanted to show that beginning of this moment, where can in any time to communicate, to speak, to discuss everything. And of course, I will be ready to come and we can personally sitting and in detail discuss all the questions, all this investigation which you listed in our conversation. And of course, in this same, yeah.
Andrii, I think it would be good because there are a couple of things that I think would be helpful that I want to share with you that are, we really should talk in person about.
Is President Zelensky and President Trump may be speaking on the telephone this week. A congratulatory phone call, which I think is a very good thing. Good to congratulate and just have a tremendous parliamentary election victory, which gives them the power to move some of this now. And I think also an opportunity, Andrii, for President Zelensky to confirm just what we're talking about, that he has no relationship with anything that happened in the past, and he is committed to changing Ukraine and to investigating anything that needs to be investigated.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I can confirm that I'm ready immediately after this conversation and confirmation of the visiting to be in Washington or in New York and sitting discussed in detail all this.
Yes, that's good.
Also, I can tell you, Andrii, at the end of this month, the beginning of next month, if this is easier,
okay.
I'm taking a brief trip to London and a somewhat longer trip to Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
And I just may have to go to Albania. So there might be a couple of options that are a lot closer for you that I can give you.
You see, for me, it's not a problem. If we decided, let's meet in Madrid.
Okay.
Okay. I will come, especially to meet with you. Okay, for me, it's okay.
I'll give you my schedule.
Okay.
Андрей, как вы видели, к сожалению, 2 раза поучаствовать в расследовании. То есть, я считаю, что это было ошибочным, и особенно если взять дальнейшее развитие событий. После этого была встреча в Мадриде, на которой изначально у нас был консенсус, должны присутствовать несколько человек, то есть встреча должна была проходить при свидетелях. Почему? Потому что, особенно после этого разговора, мы уже понимали, что мэр Giuliani довольно опасен и токсичен для украино-американских взаимоотношений. Но, к сожалению, Андрей в Мадрид полетел один.
So I just want to let you know that. The other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the Attorney General would be great. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution. So if you can look into it, it sounds horrible to me.
I wanted to tell you about the prosecutor. First of all, I understand and I'm knowledgeable about the situation. Since we have won the absolute majority in our parliament, the next prosecutor general will be 100% my person, my candidate, who will be approved by the parliament and will start as a new prosecutor in September. He or she will look into the situation, specifically to the company that you mentioned in this issue. The issue of the investigation of the case is actually the issue of making sure to restore the honesty. So we will take care of that and we'll work on the investigation of the case.
I think it'd be very, very helpful in clearing this up if the president at some point could say something publicly that he supports a full and complete investigation of these claims to determine, so that the truth comes out.
Так, про Порошенка Байдена, да, я чув. Як прокоментую? Я ж кажу, що я думаю, що це не останній дзвінок, який побачать українці, побачать громадяни. Реагувати повинна прокуратура, правоохоронні органи. Я знаю, що Генеральний прокурор України ще вчора зареєструвала кримінальне провадження через депутата Деркача, мені здається, так? Будуть розслідувати. Я знаю, що це може бути сприйнято як державна зрада, кваліфікувати цю кримінальну справу. Це до правоохоронців.